at a baseline, you can only work so many hours, right? Some of the hardest working people I know are in the service industry, and they work hard. That's long hours, long days. A lot of times it's not a lot of pay. So you have to kind of be mindful of where I'm at now and what I want to grow to. So anybody can work hard. Guy digging a ditch, that used to be me. I used to literally do street construction, and I would dig holes. I worked really, really hard. It wasn't until I decided that for me, I wanted something different and what I counted as more for my life than just being the guy in the hole, that I kind of wrapped my head around what more than hard work means. So for me, it was moving into like, how do I get educated? I was not a college guy, barely graduated high school, cheated my way through high school, barely showed up, couldn't be bothered with it, just didn't love the school part of that. I found it to be repetitive and boring, and so it became a game to do as little as possible to then get through it, which I figured out. But there's education in many other ways. There's seminars, there's books, there's learning from other people that have come before you, real world application, doing things, trying things. So that's where I found value. I'm a voracious reader of personal development and business development books. And then I've invested a ton of time and money into learning business seminars, growth seminars, things of that nature, a lot of which require travel. So the point at which I started increasing my headspace or my mindset in those areas, while also working hard, outworking everybody around me, in early, staying later, finding a way to get the results. It's that in combination with pushing myself, developing myself, that really I started seeing more opportunities. So it's not that hard work doesn't matter. It's just that you need hard work plus more, which I would argue is really educating yourself, finding opportunities in that way, and not being afraid to kind of make a move, right? I left construction and went into hospitality, which was probably one of the best experiences I've ever had in a job back when I was an employee. And I applied for a job as a maintenance engineer at the Ritz-Carlton when it was still at 24th Street in Camelback. And the training I received before I even started my first day of work was some of the best, training on customer service and value add that, I could even think of. And even to this day, I think that what I learned working for the Ritz-Carlton really elevated my thought process on how I want to service my clients. And it's just knowing everything you can know about your client, communicating with them obsessively, servicing them, kind of anticipating their needs and having any number of things done, ready, or waiting for them before they've even thought to ask for it. And so when you take that level of service, it's just mind-blowing service, and then you translate that into whatever you do, you find a way to kind of elevate your field or your particular business to that next level. So for me, it was that. And then leaving the Ritz-Carlton, just wanting, again, more opportunity, finding my way into real estate, and then eventually back to construction and starting my own construction company. So I kind of want to take as much as I can from the experience in the Ritz-Carlton into what we deliver, which is really difficult to do in construction, right? Construction is messy, full of unknown circumstances, generally has a million moving parts between trade partners, design partners, architectural, engineering, cities, HOAs, clients. And we could have 10, 20, 30 plus trades on any given job site, updating the clients who may or may not be in town. And, in our space of large scale renovation to estate level homes, even the best made plans still have a bit of chaos to them because we can't see through the walls. And so it's a really tall order to give anyone that level of service from the client all the way through all of our partners, but that's kind of what we're what we're striving to do. And it's an ever-changing process, which can be frustrating because we think something is going to work and then we test it and we find out, oh, if we make this other tweak in the way we communicate or the way we do something else, it'll elevate the experience even more. So for us, it's probably never going to stop, but it's something we strive for, especially in an industry that is known to be not overly communicative and messy. We're trying to move on from that to provide an extraordinary experience. With the amount of moving parts in even just one project, let alone the 15 to 18 we have active at any given time, and the 25 to 30 that are in pre-construction at any given time, it's all about leverage. It's about the team. I become quickly unimportant compared to the body as a whole. And so it's the site techs out in the field, ensuring that the job sites are presentable and clean and safe. It's the superintendents who run the projects. It's the administration team, project admin team that keeps the project logistically on track. The director of construction, the estimators, the client liaisons dealing with everything on the front end to make sure that everybody's updated all the time. It requires, even at our size, we're not very big, but we're at 20 or 21 people, and we need that to be able to effectively execute on a day-to-day. So leverage is everything. I don't think I could run more than 1 or 2 projects alone by myself. And even at that, I don't know if I would be able to do an excellent job. So the team is what makes it excellent and the experience excellent. Software is important. I mean, we kind of have an inside joke on the team about how much we love our software. And we try a lot of different things to see if anything improves our experience in managing the work as well as the client's experience. But the reality is it's the systems and the processes that our team follows that are the lion's share of what gets us the net results. We have SOPs for every job, every role, every day. And while they do change, in fact, I spent over the holiday break, the end of the year, here completely rewriting the SOPs for all the pre-construction. We found that we had a number of areas that we could make vast improvements on. And so I spent the better part of a week updating those, and we're rolling those out now. So it'll probably always change, but systems so that we have repeatable processes followed by each person on the team in their role that they serve is how you get consistent high-level results. I think that's the goal, right? I think that everybody who starts a business has probably got some thought in their head of, I want to earn a lot of money, or I want to have freedom. I want to do whatever I want to do. I certainly recall a number of times where people that I know who didn't own businesses, be it friends or family, would make a comment to the degree of, must be nice to own your own business. You can do whatever you want. And at that time, I remember thinking, no, it's horrible. I work 100 hours a week. I make no money. I pay my team. I'm the last one to get paid. I'm stressed to the max. There's no free time in my life. And even on the times when I'm not working, all I'm thinking about is work. And so I think it's very easy for people on the outside to skip to the end and assume everybody's at the end, as far as the entrepreneur or the owner goes, to think about how great it is. But the reality is it's years in most cases, years of grinding. It's kind of there's a saying I've heard a few times is he or she is a 10-year overnight success, right? Most people don't see the 10 years of grind, crawling through the dirt and the muck and the long hours with little to no pay. They just see when someone makes it or becomes more public, or, their brand eventually catches on and takes off, and they think they came out of nowhere. But the reality is that person was really grinding. So, and it takes a unique individual to burden that weight, while taking care of their team, their employees, and their employees, families. You're carrying quite a bit of weight. So it's not for everybody. Despite what social media has people think, that anybody can be a business owner and anybody can do it. I just don't know if I agree with that. There are amazing people out there that can contribute to a team as an employee that will be far more valuable to a team as a whole as an employee than being an owner. Not everybody should be an owner or run a business. It just, that's just how it is. And being an owner of a business isn't a lot of fun until you find some pretty significant success, which is really nothing but faith going into it. You have faith that you can get there in some amount of time, which is completely undefined, with some amount of effort, which nobody's prepared to necessarily go through. And then it's, once you're in it, you figure out if you're going to stick with it or not. So we have amazing team members. In fact, of the 20 or 21 people I have, I think 9 of them are former business owners that own their own business, either a trade or a contractor, general contractor, before they came here. And the ownership thinking that comes from a lot of the people on our team really, I feel like, sets us apart, because everybody's looking at the bottom line on every project. And it's not necessarily our bottom line, but it's the bottom line for the client, right? Even though some of our clients can do anything they want, they all still have a budget. And so it's really considering all of the pieces of that, how to maneuver in and out of the hours, the time that it takes. And some of those things you just don't get without ownership experience. But it doesn't mean that you want to be the owner of the company. That has a whole different level of requirements. So we have a lot of former owners on this team, and I'm grateful for them. And I think that I'm a good fit for them, because I think what every owner wants is some degree of freedom or autonomy, and I give that to my team. They have guidelines, we agree to them, and as long as they're within those guidelines for their job and their role, they're allowed to execute any way that they see fit. So we don't micromanage. It works out really well for me because I hate micromanaging, and they don't want to be micromanaged. So as long as we're in agreement, everything works really, really smoothly. So, for us, we found a good fit in that, where, employee and being an owner kind of have a balanced, harmonious place to work within.